Hey, welcome back to the one show that takes you, well, part of the kitchen, part of the restaurant you've never seen before. We're going behind the kitchen door to see what's cooking here in Orange County with the man who's got his finger in the pot all the time here, Chef Pascal.
Stirring the pot.
Stirring the pot all the time. You got a couple of unique things to talk about here today.
Well,
unique
actually,
guest.
we have 2 for 1 today.
2 for 1. Not often.
And we don't know who lead the other. It's amazing culinary couple that entrepreneur, and that how many years ago did you start your business? No.
Been about 12.
12 years.
12 years?
Yep.
Where were you? I didn't know you at that time. No?
She was only 12 at the time.
And but they create a catering business, but more than that. Actually, they were involved in the construction of their space, a fabulous space, very up into the modern technology, on tools, on setup, and that space is actually, they use it for their catering business. Actually, their catering business is called Thyme Well Spent. It's catering on events.
And it's thyme like the spice, Thyme.
Sure.
Thyme.
The one that it's, thyme is really good for you. It's a spice of happiness.
A spice of happiness? I never
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah.
You're making that
You
up.
don't,
I didn't know that.
you
You're
don't have
making
to
that up.
smoke it. Just put it in your soda.
You're making that up.
No, I don't. I never make up. I'm a chef. The chef is always right.
Okay.
So that's their space is actually available to other chefs. They want to do they have all certificates. If they want to do some production, actually some of them go there. You can rent it by the hours.
A commercial kitchen.
commercial
Because there aren't
kitchen.
many of those as you can, if I want to bake cookies and sell them as
Well,
a business or
I
something.
say these days it's very important for young chefs who cannot afford the lease, and
Right.
so they are helping out other chefs in their own business. Also, they're developing now. They have a beautiful dining room, not large, but they can sit up to 15 people, and we can do, they can do a little wine dinner there and things like that. And so they've been doing this and been very successful. I have to tell you, their catering company, it's not just me. I think it's right there on the top of the best catering in Southern California.
Wow, that's quite an
Wow.
endorsement from a
Thank
guy
you.
like you. Yeah.
And the reason I want both of them here, because they really are working as a team. And of course, not of course, but Brendan is in the kitchen. He's a chef, the creator, very talented and very detail-oriented. And the other detail-oriented person is Angela, his wife. She takes care of the booking and communicate with the clients. And if you don't know, but we're talking about behind the kitchen door, there's a lot of things going on when you book an event. It's not like a restaurant when you have a menu, you give the menu. No. Catering events is custom, and you have to listen to what your clients want. So it's the client demand.
Right.
And then you have to customize what they want. You cannot say, oh, this is what I do, this is what you get. No, you can't do that.
So I'm going to
And-
jump in for 1 second because they were here once before on one of our serious business shows for the small business development centers, where I think you guys went and got some original help to get set up and find your space and build this concept. Tell us your story again.
Yeah, actually, I was going to add that, Paul. There's a lot of young chefs who want to open their own business and be a startup of their own, but they have to go through all the layers of fees and permit and a business plan and things like that. And it's not guaranteed because you have to bring the clients in after that. And so they went through that, and they even did a part of the construction planning, and
And some of the actual construction, my dad and I, yeah.
well, that does help. And thanks to your
So
dad.
tell us
Yeah.
the origin story, how this whole thing got started, and why you built such a unique combination of catering, commercial kitchen, and event space.
Yeah, I'll start off and then Brandon can chime in. So I went to UNLV.
Or he can time in.
He can time in. Brandon and I lived together in Las Vegas, and he was a contractor at the time, and I was finishing my degree at UNLV, and I got my degree in meetings and events, and so I was working in the hospitality industry and in the hotels and with different brands like Moet Hennessy. And when we moved back to California, I started my business of a wedding and event planner and designer. And I had that business for a couple years. So I worked with multiple catering companies and hotel properties and venues. And Brandon's passion was always to be a chef. So he just kind of just started in that industry from the bottom to the top. And at that time, we were getting a lot of clients reaching out to us and asking us to come and design their party and do the flowers and the tablescapes and do all the kitchen.
So by day he's working labor out in the field, constructing stuff, and then
Well,
coming home and saying, I want to cook.
We're going to come to Brandon's
All right.
His
move
crazy
up
story.
the ladder. Yeah,
I'm just trying to emphasize that
No,
it's
you're
not what he was trained to do or doing.
No,
Yeah.
you're spot on.
It wasn't, no, he wasn't. And so he was only a contractor in Las Vegas. When we moved back to California, he got a job at a restaurant in Long Beach called La Traviata, which is actually a restaurant that we got married at. And I was the owner's nanny when I was a teenager. And
So did he pay the bill by working in the kitchen?
he did quite a few things
We had
there.
to live with my mom when we moved back.
Yeah, so I mean, we're
Big step
talking like
back.
2013 when we moved, in 2012 when we moved back to California, and all this transpired. So I think he can tell that story about how he started in the kitchen there, but that transpired into other opportunities in the culinary field for Brandon. And I was continuing to do weddings and events. And so he actually got a job at a luxury drug rehab in San Clemente, Chapters Capistrano, where he was doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner for high profile CEOs and executives that were coming through for drug and alcohol addiction. And so he would work there from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then he got a job at Morton's Steakhouse in Costa Mesa by South Coast Plaza.
From one extreme to the other here.
Uh-huh. So
The CEOs there, but
So Brandon, is she okay on that so far?
No,
But
she's
you-
right. And then I think what she was going to say is I would work the drug rehab from like 7 to 5.
Yeah.
And I would change clothes and head on the freeway, and I would get
Yeah.
to Morton's at like 5:45 and start a shift until like 11 at night. So definitely put in some hours.
but he wasn't doing cooking there. He was serving. So
Oh,
he
okay.
was learning front of the
No way.
house.
Wow.
Um, And
I wanted to learn.
So how did you learn
Yeah.
cooking?
So during the time I was in construction, I just kind of wanted a different sense of purpose. I was making good money working for my dad's company. But I always loved cooking. When we visit my grandmother, she would watch like Julia Childs and Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet, Tyler Florence, and all these great chefs. It was just something I really loved doing. Like on the weekends, we'd have friends over, and I would cook. I would make a big mess, and it would take me far longer.
You
than
just
it
say,
should.
"Oh, you should open your own restaurant because your food is great." Huh?
Well, everybody said, you got some talent with this, and I decided, after work, I would go to evenings courses for culinary. So I did that for
Oh, good.
give or take a year at College of Southern Nevada in Las Vegas.
and CSN.
Yes, CSN, but it got to a point where I was just kind of burning myself out. Construction's physical.
Oh,
I
it's
was
a
working
lot. It's a
outdoors.
long day. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
in
to
Las
wake
Vegas
up
in the
early
heat,
next
too.
day.
Yep, and I had like 100 guys under me. I was running a big team and payroll, and it was just nonstop.
So what makes you decide? Well, you already were connected.
Yep.
But what makes you decide? Say, hey, why don't we open our own business? And at first, was that just we want to open a restaurant, or you on switch say, oh, let's do catering first?
So
We had a lot of ideas, and we even had like a cute little picnic basket idea. I mean, we had yacht catering ideas, how we were going to do things, and we had just one special client that said, I just opened my new manufacturing facility, and I want to have a chef here full time Monday through Friday, providing lunches for my C-suite as well as for my employees and doing all of our events. And so he had to make the decision. He actually got promoted at both the drug rehab and Morton's Steakhouse in the same day.
Wow.
It
Both-
was weird.
Ooh,
Yeah.
both companies promoted him and offered him management
But you are young,
positions.
so you don't even think you say, yeah, I can do that.
Well, you know, taking the leap of faith to start your own business is scary. And at Morton's, I thought, well, it's a big corporate company, and if I climb the ladder, maybe I can be, you know, general manager or something like that. But as Angie was saying, Kelly Vlahakis, who owns Earth Friendly Products or Ecos, they're a plant-based cleaning supply company. She had saw on Instagram that, you know, I cook. I'd post pictures of food while I was working at the rehab. And she reached out to Angie and, you know, said, we would love
The
to throw-
power of social media.
Oh, honestly, in the food business,
Yeah.
it's significant. But she had reached out to Angie and said, I know your husband cooks. We're going to throw this event, and we would love for him to come and cook for give or take 20 people. And my initial reaction was, no way. Like, I always have doubt, you know.
Yeah.
Angela's always been my biggest fan, kind of saying,
But you
"No,
know,
we can do this."
your dad, it's what make you special.
Yeah.
Because you want to do the best. So you're very detail oriented. So
Right.
to balance out
Yeah.
your dad reality.
I think most people are driven by success, and I'm more driven by failure, the fear of failure. So
Yeah,
I always initially think I can't do something. and
I
Angie,
want to say, well, sometimes we work together, we collaborate in some events. And even here in this building, I invite Time Well Spent to do a conference, a breakfast at the conference, business conference. Everybody raved. You brought food that nobody ever had in a conference, you know, for 300 people.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
everything was perfect.
Thank you.
People keep on talking about that. But you do small events too.
Sure.
You know, small party,
Yep.
whatever, client and so on. But, you know, I have to say, you know, it's top notch.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that. Yeah.
And talking about that, later we're going to talk a little bit about your involvement, because in the community of Orange County, we are a group of 35, 40 chefs, restaurant owners, and we're very tight, and we participate to some charity events. But one thing that really struck me, actually, we had some of the chefs that came on the show before. You both, you learn your kitchen and help to cook meals for the Los Angeles fire relief. And that was amazing. No question asked. You find suppliers, you know, brought food in, and the chef got together, and, you know, I think we all together we served like 15,000 meals within 3 weekends. And then, so, how does that make you feel to be able to do that from your kitchen?
That's amazing. I mean, and there were so many other chefs involved in that one too.
Oh, Robert Duval.
Yeah,
Duval,
yeah,
yeah.
he really led that
Good for
one. And we had a similar experience during the pandemic as well, when we were serving and feeding the frontline workers and the Fountain Valley Hospital in particular. So I feel like we went almost through two of those catastrophes.
I think that it's a weird way to explain it, but I think in the chef community here, we're almost like excited. You never want to see anybody go through anything, right? But we're excited to help. So if I see something online, even something as simple as, hey, we need staff, or I need somewhere to place this chef because we're slow right now.
Yeah.
Or if there's a need for food or anything in the community, we quickly jump on it because it truly does feel better to give than receive,
We
you
are,
know?
Orange County really has now an Orange County culinary community.
And that's because of you and Kristen Martin, honestly. Like, both of you have done so much for us in
Both
every
people
way.
keep people together,
Yeah.
and we communicate.
Yep.
Very
You're the
often.
conduit, and then we all branch off and help each other. And
Yeah.
I think the food's gotten better also because of that,
Sure,
right? We
of
are
course.
now we're pushing each other. Yeah.
But we don't fight. It's no competition. We just, you know, all want to do the best.
100%.
And be recognized also. You've been growing to do the best. So you've been growing your business quite fast. Yeah, you did well before, but now you pass that thing to put you on the top of the list. What do you think this happened?
I think our kitchen definitely building that out. We'd been looking for a space for quite some time, and when the pandemic hit in 2020, that was kind of like our pivotal moment because we were going to have probably the biggest year of our career in 2020, and we had weddings and corporate events all lined out throughout the year. And 3 weeks before the pandemic, we actually did our largest event to date, and it was a 1,200 person vegan funeral for Frida Kaplan of Frida's Produce.
Wow.
And then the pandemic hit and everything stopped for us. So we kind of halted at looking for properties. We were looking for a space to rent initially, and then we were talking to a realtor, and he was like, this new property just popped up in Costa Mesa. It's completely redone. Let's see if we can get you guys in it. So we had not really thought about purchasing a property, and we purchased just a blank warehouse shell space.
I follow
And built
you
it.
because you post through the construction,
Yeah.
and you just show an empty space, and then the week after say, "Oh, look, what we have on the wall. Oh,
Yeah,
look, we're
yeah.
going to do a meeting room there," and then you see that space is like I don't know, so pristine,
Yeah.
and so professional. And,
I
it's
will
amazing.
say, going back to what's changed to kind of get us to
Yeah.
the point, for years and years, the hardest thing for me in the kitchen was the inconsistency of your team. People would come and go often. You would find addiction problems with your team. You would find people would be great for
But
2 weeks.
you know how to deal with it.
Yeah, well, and my initial job helped that. I think right now I have by far the best chef team I've ever had. I've got Alan Ramirez, who also owns his business, Butterfight. We all have the ability to kind of do our own things too. And then I've got Zach, who, Chef Zach, he's just incredible.
Yeah.
He's worked all over the place. And, I don't feel like we're coworkers. We almost feel like a family.
Yeah.
And we bounce ideas off each other. We taste together. If the three of us taste something that's not good, we don't send it until we're all pleased with it. Our train of thought is if we
I have to say,
Yeah.
there's a little tasting spoon all over the place
all
in
over
your kitchen.
Yeah, there is. But that's helped. And then
And not just the chef team. I would say from back of the house to front of the house, we have an amazing service staff. From our bartenders to our servers, we're constantly praised by our clients on just how hospitable everybody is. And our team really goes above and beyond. And most of them we've recruited from high-end restaurants. So they've either worked in Michelin level restaurants, and so they have a vast knowledge of food and beverage, and they can always bring something new to our table as well.
If you had to create your own business again, will you go the same path, or maybe you still dream of having your own restaurant?
I hadn't in a long time. For whatever reason, recently I have dreamt of having a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think our long-term goal would be like a wedding and event space and, wine,
Yeah, I
wine
think
country somewhere. But
that's
as far
cool.
as a restaurant, the main reason I want to is, Huntington Beach isn't known for, I guess, higher end food. It's more or less great tacos. And, there's some spots there, no disrespect.
So far, there's a
It's coming up.
on the ocean side. It's more good rates.
Yeah, there's
restaurant.
good seafood. I think more or less like a tasting counter sort of situation. So I've always dreamt of like finding this small space.
Don't discount them too much.
No.
They work out too.
No, I that definitely came out wrong. Angela's much better with words than I am. But I what I mean is, like a tasting table sort of restaurant to where the menu might change every week, every 2 weeks. And I just dream of having this counter where they can see us cooking. We've got 10 seats.
Yeah.
Come in every night, and we're just showcasing kind of what we feel because
And you can have guest
have a
chef.
rotating, make it like a Broadway show. But one of the tricky things, and it's also exciting about catering, is like I've always also wanted to have like a menu, because in the catering space, I might be cooking Japanese this week. Next week we're doing Korean. Next week we're trying our best French impression. So we have to do everything.
I know it is part of the new trend.
Yeah, fusion.
And people customers or guests need to get used to it, because the guests always like to go back to a restaurant for certain dish. And when they go back, they don't find it. So what's going on? So,
Right.
so it's all about communication.
True.
But it's exciting also because so maybe it's going to be it's the same experience of service and quality, but the food is going to be different. So maybe instead of going to another restaurant,
Right.
you know you're going to feel good. We're going to recognize you,
Sure.
and then but still the food is going to have different flavors.
Right. And I think it's all dictated by the season too. Although,
Yeah.
you know, we're lucky here in Southern California, we kind of can have strawberries all year, but seasonal food is very important to us.
And I can see that influence in your cuisine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have just one type of cuisine. You do a lot of Asian, Japanese
Yep.
influence in your appetizers. You do more of American cuisine, especially in fall and winter, the braising meat and
Yep.
things like that, and also the whatever the season bring you.
Right.
Oh, I think we're going to have somebody want to talk to
They're
us.
they're supposed to be calling in, but I think we lost them here, so we'll see if they call
Okay,
back.
all
here.
right. Because
Can I ask one quick question while we're waiting for that to happen?
No.
Do most catering companies, as they grow, get their own commercial kitchen, or do they just go rent a space like you're offering as well?
I would imagine they're renting a space. I mean, specifically here in Southern California, cost of real estate is so high. In the food business, I mean, your margins in the restaurant and
If
food
I may
industry.
add to that, the kitchen rent, kitchen use is kind of new. In the past, you had to have your own kitchen, and now you have this community kitchen or kitchen like the
Ghost
like
kitchens,
the
yeah.
ghost kitchen that you can rent out.
Right.
It's so much better now. And you can do production of your product if you want to have your own barbecue sauce. You can do that too.
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Hey.
Well, and you know, I feel for kids. You know, you spend maybe $200,000 going to culinary school, and if you go to a restaurant, maybe you're making $18-20 an hour,
Yeah.
which is barely paying off your debt. You're probably still living at home, and if you have any ideas and you want to be clever in the past, you cook at home, but through the health department, that's not legal. So the good thing about these commercial kitchens is it gives small business the opportunity to succeed with a fair price, and they're doing it legally. So
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
In the past, it was borderline. People were doing catering from their home or things like that. But now things get more cleaned up. Actually, you can have special license to cook at home.
yep, cottage law.
Yeah, but the health department is very picky about it.
You can't really do protein.
No.
Yeah.
meats.
Or not too much dairies and
Right.
like that. So
Luckily, I've heard Riverside County now is allowing you to have a small restaurant space in your house. I think they're the first county to do that.
and you can
which is-
charge your guests.
Yeah, which is cool.
But for like, someone coming out of college, culinary school, or someone looking to start a business, these commercial kitchens like ours give people the opportunity to not have to take on all the financial risk,
They
deal
don't
with
have to
the
sign.
permits.
Don't have to sign your lease.
Yeah, they're not
Correct.
signing long-term lease. It's almost like an extension of school where they can come in and do R&D and figure out while they're building their business and their clientele, getting their feet off the ground to
In addition,
evolve.
they're getting a network of other people who are in the industry willing to help.
Yeah.
We've had some people who are getting in the industry, and if I can't take a call, we'll text back and forth and help wherever we can. So it feels good. I text you
Yeah.
questions all the time.
All the time. I'm here for you
That's
too.
right.
We are here for each other.
That's it.
Actually, the beauty of it, you can rent your space, a chef or a caterer with an space, by the hours,
Yeah.
as
Yep.
needed. But
not
you have
locked
to
in.
be on schedule. You have a very tight schedule on the
Yeah.
wall, and it's perfect because you can have 2 or 3 chefs using your kitchen on the
Yeah,
same
and
day.
24/7. I mean, if you think about like people who do bread and donuts and things like that, they're starting in the very early morning hours, and we're not usually in there till like 6 or 7 a.m. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to rent in addition to cooking classes. That's something that we've been doing out of there, as well as other people renting it for their own cooking classes.
Great.
We're going to get you in there too.
Paul, are we okay?
We're just waiting for her to call in. I had to
Okay.
dip out and get her to call in the right number. So when she does, because what we're going to do is talk about an event coming up in a
Well,
couple weeks
yes.
that you both have participated. You're not
Yeah.
in it this year,
That's
but you're
the-
both
that's the
participated
thing.
in. Right.
Thyme Well Spent, Angela and Brandon, have been involved in several charity events that most of us do here, us the best, but also to give back to the community. 'Cause all these events are always raising money for great cause. And there's one coming up, I think somebody's on the phone is going to give us more details.
27th,
Yeah,
right?
On the
July.
27th.
On the 27th at Newport
And
Beach
you-
Country Club, I believe. Hang, let's see if we can get her on the phone. Hang on.
Okay,
Let's see.
all right.
Okay, have we got our guest here today to talk about the kids' work thing here? Hello, you with us?
Lisa, are you there?
Yes, this is Lisa. I am here.
Oh, great.
Lisa, welcome to the show Behind the Kitchen Doors. We're talking about with Thyme Well Spent, and they're talking about doing charity events like yours. Tell us the charity event that's coming up.
So we are planning for our 5th Festival of Chefs event. It's a wonderful food, wine, culinary event. We have over 70 top chefs, restaurants, wineries, various spirits vendors from all across Southern California who are going to join us on Sunday the 27th at 5 o'clock at the Newport Beach Country Club.
Okay.
Yes, and our friends Angela and Brandon have done. Did participate in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I think we've done the last
Done,
4 years.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a
and-
great
So
event.
what did you see? Tell us what you see, Brendan and company here. What did you see when you go to these? What will people see when they go to these things?
So when you come to these events, you have, I think, over this year, 70 chefs, and
Wow.
each and every chef has a different cuisine or appetizer, small bite that they're providing. So you get to try an incredible spread of food from some of the best chefs in Southern California. And in addition, they have a variety of different wines, wineries,
Wine.
Spirits,
beer,
yeah.
spirits.
On the
So
vendors bring their specialty
my
products.
suggestion is do not eat the night before. Like, you're going to
And Uber there.
be in
Uber there. Uber back.
And don't plan dinner.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Because
leave
it
full.
is mostly an afternoon, early evening,
Right.
kind of a late brunch. It's going to be
Yeah,
beautiful on the coast.
that's a beautiful location too.
Yeah.
It feels very good. You're out in the summer, air there, and
And
Everybody's happy.
if I may add something to that,
I was just going to say, Lisa, give us the details.
Hold on, Pan. I'm not done. I have a question.
Okay.
You be,
Well, we got to get to the tickets and everything here. Where they can find the tickets?
Paul and I are going to be there
Yes.
to interviews chefs and vendors and to promote actually everybody and to thank all the chefs for participating.
Come on, say hi.
to the
Yeah,
event.
I'll be
So it's
fine.
going to be. It's called Festival of Chefs. So please Google that and sign in. And Paul, I don't know if he loves to hold microphone, but he loves to go around and try the food as well. So,
I'm going to work for food. I usually don't come and cover these things. So, Lisa, tell us where they go
Yeah.
get the tickets.
Okay, so
And how
you
much
can
are
go
they?
to our tickets are $500 a piece.
Okay.
We also have sponsorships. A table sponsorship for a table of 10 is 10 grand. We're getting close to sold out,
Wow.
so you need to go to our website, kidworksoc.org, and that is KIDWORKSOC.org to purchase tickets. Our goal is to raise over $1 million
Wow.
to benefit our programs at KidWorks.
and we will.
And
I think so. And give us a quick overview of what KidWorks does. I know they've been on some of the. Well, we got to get to it.
Yeah, Lisa, tell us
Yeah.
a little bit the definition of KidWorks and what the purpose and what you offer actually for the young kids.
Right.
yes, I will do so. Before I do that, I wanted to thank you, Chef Pascal, because I know you have been instrumental in launching this Festival of Chefs event. You've been
Thank you.
involved since
Thank
the
you.
beginning. You are our first honorary chef, and I know you have a huge charitable heart, so I wanted to thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
KidWorks has been in business for over 30 years. We basically walk alongside students and their families. Starting in preschool, we work with students all the way through their college years. Most all of the students we support are first-gen college students. We provide holistic programming. It's not just academic support, but we really believe in holistic development, and we provide leadership training, personal and spiritual development. We provide a lot of strong relational support so that our students really feel cared for as they, continue their journey through college. When we enroll students, we enroll their whole family. Parents are enrolled as well. We ask that parents provide volunteer hours and give back. We also provide workshops, monthly parenting meetings for the parents so that they can understand what's going on and better support their
kids.
This
is so beautiful that, not just one side of education. The parents and the kids are all together. Lisa, if you have, I don't want to discriminate anybody, but if you have one success story of one student you have for a few years, can you give one?
Yes. So one of our students, Jocelyn, who will actually be featured at the event, she started with us on preschool. She grew up over in our Townsend neighborhood. She just graduated from Vanguard University in 3.5 years. She is planning to go to law school. Her mother is super actively involved in our parent advisory council, and Jocelyn's family, they're kind of on the second generation. Jocelyn's the youngest of 5 girls. Some of her older siblings did not go to college, but they went through our KidWorks programs, and they now have children who are enrolling in our preschool, and we're seeing the second generation of her family members who are benefiting from all that happens at KidWorks.
And this is fantastic. It's amazing. And, you're probably the only one organization in Orange County to offer that kind of opportunities for kids and family. Are you?
We are unique. There's a lot of organizations out there that support first-gen college students.
Yeah.
One of the things that's unique about us is we accept everybody. There's no academic criteria in order to enroll. And the other thing that's unique about us is this long walk with kids and the families, like starting in preschool all the way through college. And we also enroll the whole family, which I think is a unique element.
Lisa, thank you for sharing this, and I'm sure you're going to, at the event, you're going to do more presentation. All the chefs and our culinary community and the people or the guests are going to attend and generously come and join us. We're looking forward to be together on the 27th of July.
And give us the website one last time.
It's kidworksoc.org, KIDWORKSOC.org. If people have specific questions, they can email me directly with questions. My email is Lisa, LISA.Gels, GELS, at kidworksoc.org.
Okay, thanks for joining
They
us.
can go also to Orange County Festival of Chefs 2025. There's a website that'll give you some detail, and we'll link you to get tickets.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it. We're going to end it there. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So why do you guys join and do this stuff? Is it a give back? Is it a learn? Is it a fun? Is it build a community? You guys do lots of these charity things.
Can I say something
Yeah.
about that? We love to do that. It costs us, but I think that's the best part of being involved in the community. There's also another thing is we love to have our buddies and friends chef together. For us, it's like a party inside the party.
It is.
And we, even though we keep it going seriously.
Yeah.
But it's really always special to see our communities. We are like a large family, and don't you think?
I completely agree. It also spawns great ideas, right? You walk around and you see what other people are doing, and you go, "God, I like that. How can we implement that?"
No wonder you did my idea the other day.
You know what?
I think it's also a great networking
Yeah.
opportunity, not only within our community. I mean, we've met a lot of people that we've branched off and worked with or brought onto our team or collaborated with, but also it's a great opportunity to meet new clients and other people who are involved in giving back in the community.
Yes. So, because the podcast is about behind the kitchen door, is there difficulty on management or keep the staff working or things like that you want to share?
Yeah, I think initially, and I had talked about that a bit earlier, that I was having a hard time keeping people.
Yeah.
And I think the minute I decided to release some of the reins and let my chefs be creative and let them have some say-so, that was really, really helpful. Because if you're just coming to work every day doing mundane tasks, you're not going to have that purpose. So what I've done is given my chefs, when we talk about menus and we talk about events, we kick around ideas. And I'm not the be-all, end-all. I let them kind of showcase what they can do. And since I've done that, our food's gotten so much better. They've got purpose and they want to be there.
Yeah.
And I also think what we do now is rather than run with a bigger staff in the kitchen, I would rather pay a bit more to people who are really well trained and talented.
Don't say too much.
Yeah. Well, but for example, I used to maybe have 5 chefs helping to prep an event.
Well, it's important.
Now we
because
do
if
3.
you're understaffed.
Yeah.
So related to this, Angela, sometime, next weekend we're going to have 3 events, a party for 50, a birthday party for 12, and then suddenly, middle of the week, say, we have one more event. How do you walk out with the staff to make sure
that just happened last week for the 4th of July.
Alcohol.
My team last week said, "Oh gosh, this feels like a Christmas week." We had 7 events in 2 days. Locally here in Orange County, I had one out in Coachella. I had another one up in Chino Hills. We had another one in Ojai. So I was managing, a team of at least 30 over those 2 days with people spread out here, there, and everywhere. But again, it's building your team. And so my lead servers or my captains, I can rely on them to maybe manage a few people below them, so that I'm not managing 30 people all at the same time.
I can tell you got busy because you just had to get a new van.
Oh, yes. Really? And that's been a game changer for us already in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Dreaming.
Oh,
Everything we've dreamt up has happened, though. Like our kitchen, before we got
Game
it,
changer.
I would be sitting down having a drink or out, and I'd write it up on a napkin and draw it. And literally, drawing that up, I present it to our architect, and there were some tweaks, but that was the vision all along. And we just kind of, we've always known, like we don't make bad purchases. We wait until the need is really pressing.
You invest as you grow.
And
And
we
I have
needed
to
this
share
van.
also.
Yeah.
Your walking cooler is like a museum showcase. This little thing is
Only
so,
2 chefs would geek over a walk-in cooler.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, not every kitchen behind the kitchen
I'm
door
very OCD.
look like that.
Yeah.
But everything is dated. Everything is labeled. And because, if you have 5 or 6 events coming up for the next 7 days, you have to make sure everything stay fresh. And, because you cannot make everything last minute.
the health department came a couple weeks ago for our annual review, and the inspector said to Chef Brandon here, he said, "This is the cleanest kitchen I've ever seen."
They said it could be like a
He said,
test
"You have
kitchen.
a showroom."
How much did you give them?
I know. I was like, "Oh my gosh, phew, we're okay. We passed with flying colors."
So what's next? As it come down to the last minute or so here, what's next for Thyme Well Spent?
We're just continuing to grow, as individuals, as a business, as a team. We are expanding, doing more cooking classes, continuing to do charity work. We're actually doing a charity dinner tonight, or I'm sorry, this weekend. He's like,
Tonight,
Yeah.
you know.
What am I doing here?
Surprise.
another charity dinner from the Top Chef event we just did. And so, and gosh, I hate to say this, but we're already booking for holiday season.
Wow,
And
that
I only
far
hate
out.
to say it because we're in July, but it's that time of
I know.
season. It'll be here before
So
we know it.
people have to plan because
Yeah.
you have to plan as well.
Yeah.
And is it not the key also of success? When somebody calls for a request of you catering, and if you don't call them back right away,
Gone.
they may go somewhere else.
100%.
say
Yeah.
that.
I mean, we're lucky enough that we have very loyal, long-lasting clients. But whenever it's a new client that's not worked with us, and we're very fortunate also because most of our business is word of mouth and referrals. But we just found out a client found us on ChatGPT the other day. We were like blown away by that, and that's
Yeah.
just the new times.
And will you grow the event space and the commercial space, or is that just a side business
Yeah,
for now?
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
continuing to grow. We have some ideas for some wine dinners coming up, and
In average, I don't know if you've been thinking about it, how many calls or emails you have to exchange with one client for one event?
oh gosh, 100, sometimes 100. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow.
if it's a wedding, it's a year out, and then I could do a 100-person event and plan that and coordinate it in
Well,
5 days.
Waiting because you have more than
Yeah,
right on
so
the
it's-
groom involved. There's a lot of people.
But a lot of
so many
times, yeah, I'll get a
details.
call 3-4 days out, like, hey, we have a 100-person event coming up, and that happens often. So
and
it's
then
a
you
quick
have to
turnaround
plan
time.
the floor, the rental,
Yeah.
everything.
Everything.
Dietary restrictions.
Yeah, I mean, the
gluten-free,
event we
vegan,
just
all
did in
that.
Coachella, they called me, I think, 3 or 4 days prior.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Wonderful. Oh.
yeah.
How do we reach you? What's the websites?
Yeah, we're ThymeWellSpentCatering.com.
And spell it.
THYME, well spent, WELL, wellspentcatering.com. And then you can also find us on Instagram. We're Thyme Well Spent OC.
How many people are renting your commercial kitchen? I mean, it's your kitchen, but you rent it out to others.
Yeah, we've got a current pasta company in there, Vivi's Pasta. They do fresh handmade pasta and they're selling it in stores.
Shout out Vivi's Pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Vivi's Pasta, fresh pasta and sauce, actually.
That
Yep.
sounds good.
We-
Some hot
Shaka
sauce
hot
too.
sauce.
Yeah,
Shaka
we've had
hot
over
sauce, yeah.
over the other course of months and stuff. We've had other vendors in there. We at one point had a baker in there.
Butterfight Productions comes in.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just calling, hey chef, we need, can we jump in there tomorrow? Our event got
Yeah.
larger in size.
And typically, like these events at Kid Works, for the chefs that work in the hotel properties, they have a kitchen to work in. But for the independent chefs, a lot of times we'll donate our kitchen, and everyone can come in and prep for this event.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for being
Thank you for having us.
part of our community and for doing such a great job.
Thank
and
you.
I know it's not easy to work as a couple, founding your business and going together. I've been through that, so it's a good thing and a tough thing as well, because your personal
You're always working.
your
We're always
personal
working.
life is at work,
Yeah.
and so but you're doing a fantastic job, and
Thank you.
we know that. I'm not the only one. We all know that. So congratulations.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Chef.
that, chef. Thank you for
And
having
once
us on
again,
this.
come meet the chef in person. He's going to be doing interviews at the upcoming, what's it called? The Festival of Chefs?
Festival of Chef
Festival of
at
Chefs.
Newport Beach Country Club.
On the 27th of July here. Come on out
Yes.
and say hi. Thanks for joining us here today. As we continue to explore what's behind the kitchen door. Right here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio. Streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beal Applied Innovation Center.